Welcome everybody to the town council meeting tonight. We're going to open up with prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to ask Mr. Carlton Duck if he'll do that.
Be delighted to. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I am reminded of the words of the great prophet Jeremiah. He spoke of you, and it indicated that what you had given him was that you had given to him and to all an expected end. And I pray tonight that expected end, that direction, that leadership, that Lord rest upon his council and staff, that they too will continue to lead this town to an expected future, an expected blessing. We pray that you will just deliberate, Lord, and help to deliberate in the conversations and decisions made here tonight. May all things that we do, say, and accomplish honor you and bring good to the people. All done in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. States of the Union. Father, let's go back to our I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Turn our meeting over to the mayor.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. Appreciate it. Let me restart this. Thanks, sir. Again, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. It's a great pleasure to have all you folks out here tonight, especially youngsters. I got my start in the FFA 40-some years ago, so I'm very proud of that organization. I'm proud of our town. I'm proud of our teachers, the school bus drivers, everybody that's gone through the trials and tribulations of the snow of the last couple of weeks. But we have worked our way through it, and we're returning to normal now. Thank you all very much. At this time, I'd like to read a proclamation designating the week of February 21st through the 28th, 2026 as National Future Farmers of America Week. Whereas FFA and agricultural education provide a strong foundation for the youth of America and the future of food, fiber, and natural resources. And whereas FFA promotes premier leadership, personal growth, and career success among its members. And whereas agriculture education and FFA ensure a steady supply of young professionals to meet the growing needs in the science, business, and technology of agriculture. And whereas the FFA motto, learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve, gives direction and purpose to these students who take an active role in succeeding in agricultural education. And whereas FFA promotes citizenship, volunteerism, patriotism, and cooperation. Whereas Appomattox County High School and Appomattox Middle School have agriculture education programs with 100% membership in the National FFA organization. Therefore, the Appomattox Town Council hereby designates the week of February 21st through the 28th, 2026 as National FFA Week. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate this. We're glad to serve our community, and we're glad of the service you provide to our community.
Ed, while he's signing this, could you enlighten us a little bit of what y'all's accomplishments were the last year?
Sure. So we have a very large and active group of FFA members at the high school and at the middle school. Actually, if you combine the two groups together, right at 1 in 5 students in that school system are in our FFA program. And the group has had an excellent year. ranging from with a dynamic program of activities designed to build communities, grow leaders, and strengthen agriculture. They were recognized as being the top chapter in Virginia this summer. They received excellent accolades. They ranked them out with stars, with 3 being the highest. They were a 3-star at the national level, so among the top programs in the nation. We had individuals in different, what they call career development events designed to test their knowledge and a variety of ag experiences. Our veterinary science team was one of the top ones in the nation as well. We had a student earn a proficiency award for their work-based learning experience, Savannah Jones, who's here tonight as well with that, as well as just numerous other accolades that these young people have been involved, not just in their school, but in our community as well. And so we're super proud that we can do that because of the support from organizations like the Town Council. And they know they have your support, and your model of leadership helps them be successful in their endeavors. So we're so glad to be able to partner with you and that you've had us here tonight. And they can be successful because they know they've got a large group of people that are cheering for them behind the scenes and are working very hard to make sure they have opportunities available to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was our honor to have you here with us and to read this pledge.
Thank you.
If council would like, we can take some pictures.
Pictures.
Yep.
If everybody would please join council members here on the dais.
Okay, I think I can do that. That would require that I get.
Is everybody in?
Danielle, can you,
This way.
You can't see the camera can't see you.
and Mary Lou, you're gonna have to come over.
Oh, yeah.
And where? Come over where? To the front?
Stand over there.
Stop standing, Mayor. Just because I'm short.
Yeah, everybody here. Yeah,
Put this in there.
There we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Very fine organization. I'll be a part of it. Did you find it? Timmy, did you find the lens?
Your lens?
Yes. That's what I was.
Did your lens pop out?
It popped out of my
It's right
glasses.
there.
Gracious.
Optometrist in the house. At that time, we're right after. We'll close it and vote.
Oh, well, Mr. Mayor, if I may, I'd just like to say when I was, I didn't want to embarrass anyone while they were in here, but I had the privilege of doing a mock interview with one of them, and I spent literally 3 hours researching cattle and steer and everything that I could think of. And I knew the exact type of coding, all the genetics and everything, and we went into this mock interview. It was about 45 minutes, of the 45 minutes of duration. I was ill prepared. So they are really spot on. Ed and Ms. Duncan do an incredible job with that group.
Yes, they do. All right. At this time, I'll call a public hearing to order regarding the advertised rezoning of a parcel within the town limits of Appomattox, consisting of approximately 2.6 acres from B2 to R3 to allow for the construction of multifamily housing. The property is listed under the following tax map identification numbers. A moment. And That piece of information seems to have not been in the
It's
package.
on page 6.
Thank you, ma'am.
This should probably be- You don't want to click here and zip line.
The tax map identification number 64A5-C-1, 64A5-667A, 64A5-6-D-1-10A, 64A5-6-D-3, 64A5-6-D-864A5-153, 64A506-D-6, 64A5-6-D-9A, 645A5-A-154, 64A-6-D-10, consisting of approximately 2.6 plus or minus acres. Does anyone have here to speak on this?
Council, Planning Commission met on February 3rd. This is the old garment factory property, and conducted a public hearing and recommended the council approve the rezoning. Happy to answer any questions if you have any additional information or need anything else.
I'll just add that this is obviously the rezoning tied to the grant that the town received in partnership with Jameson Real Estate to put up some workforce housing.
And it was formerly zone business, so we needed to rezone it to be residential. So Mr. Jamerson, who's in the audience, can move forward with the process.
Just to add, there was no opposition at the Planning Commission meeting, and we have received inquiries already from people wanting to know if there's a list being created for housing to get on, so.
Waiting list.
This is going to be a great opportunity for the town, very grateful for the manager to find this grant, and Mr. Jamerson for willing to work with the town on this and get something going good for the town and the citizens. And during the comp plan, it was even mentioned that we needed more affordable housing, so this is all kind of blending in and tying together at one time. It's a really good sign for things, I think, for the town.
Anyone else? This time I'll call the public hearing to a close. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the transition of the rezoning of the parcel from, as described, from B2 to R3.
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Next item, adoption of consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the council and will be approved or received by one motion in the form listed. Items may be removed from the consent agenda for discussion under the regular agenda upon a motion of any council member and duly seconded. What items do we have on the consent agenda?
There are none.
There are none. With that, we will move right along. Unfinished business. Discussion, consideration, and appointment of Dr. Zamora Crawford Olin and Kiva Preston to the Town of Appomattox Economic Development Authority.
And if it please council, there are a separate packet there with their applications. There are 2 positions that are open on the EDA, and those differ in length. There's a 4-year opening, and then there's one till the end of the year. Council just needs to make that determination.
And I will say this about our 2 candidates who are in the audience. I think after getting to know them and reviewing their applications. Both of them are business people in the community, and both of them are outstanding. And I feel that they're really good, strong candidates to serve on our Economic Development Authority. So I highly recommend that council approve them, both of them. As to which term either one will, because the reason I think it's a one-year term, because this person resuming or taking up.
Dr. Garrett,
Dr.
Dr.
Garrett's
Garrett
term.
no longer serving. That is the 4-year term that is open.
Okay.
And then we had another member that has relinquished their position.
Right.
That runs to the end of the year.
Okay, and so I will leave that up to council to decide.
And I'd just like to add, for council's information and for our candidates' information, the term durations are fairly immaterial in that, if somebody decides to continue serving, it's typically not an issue for that person to stay on the board, so.
Yeah, because then after the year, whichever one of you serving 1 year, you just let us know, council know that you want to continue serving, and then we would go through the same procedure and reappoint you. Council members on the EDA include myself and Mr. Boyce, and we also have to be reapproved after a certain period of time, so it's just a routine thing, making it official.
So the EDA would decide who their chairman would be, I guess?
That is correct.
So we just need to approve them.
Yes,
I
sir.
move that we approve, put both of them on.
The meeting we'll have tomorrow night will be instructional, hosted by Megan Lucas from the Lynchburg Regional Business Alliance. The following meeting will be organizational. The information that they garner from the meeting tomorrow night, they can use to discuss whoever they decide they would like to chair, and they can determine that at the next meeting. That person will be the chair moving forward until they either resign or decide to go a different direction.
FYI, I am the co-chair of the EDA, and I think it's more fitting for us to have a chairperson who is not on council, who is a business person. That's my 2 cents.
But to answer your question, sir, yes, the EDA will determine that. And the terms are, it would not preclude anybody from being selected as chairman.
Wouldn't really make a big difference.
At this time, I'm going to entertain for nomination for the 4-year position.
Do we get a second to?
I just need, who would,
You do it separate.
yes, we have to do them separate.
Okay,
So I'll entertain a motion for the 4-year position.
I will move Akiva Preston for the 4-year position.
second.
Motion made and seconded to have Kiva Preston as our 4-year member of the EDA. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. The ayes have it. Congratulations, Preston. For our 1 year, Dr. Zamora Crawford Olin. Entertain a motion for the
I'll
nomination.
make that motion.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Congratulations, you
I
two.
look very
Congratulations,
forward
both
to
of
working
you.
with both of you.
We appreciate you wanting to participate in this. We
And
look
willingness
forward
to
to your
serve.
guidance in these trying to, times where we feel that we've got to look to expand and see what we can accomplish for our community. So thank you both for putting your hat in the ring and being involved. Discussion and approval of the FY 2026 write-off request submitted by council action form from the treasurer.
Do we have what page is this on?
8, I
in the
believe.
packet? 8.
If I may, at this time, real estate from 2005 back, 20 years, there's no collections pending. Personal property from back to 2020, 5 years, $4,366.83. Miscellaneous from 2020, 5 years ago, 0. Utility and trash from 2022, 3 years, $1,273.35. Kim, would you speak to this, please?
Okay, y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
That's just statute of limitations. We've done all the collection we can to the point of legally, so those need your permission to just take them off the books. We cannot pursue these people legally anymore. That's all.
Just for the sake of time, just because of how, typically this thing is, because of the statute of limitations, I will move to approve of the uncollectible delinquencies due to the statute of limitations.
We need a motion.
That's the motion.
Okay.
There's a second?
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Ayes have it, the motion carries. Thank you, Kim, for your diligence in getting as much back as you did, 98% and 99.9% of these two pendings and 100% of the rest. We do appreciate that.
And that's in conjunction with the cashier and the customer service staff, too.
Yes.
Getting lower and lower.
We'll find you.
There's a whole lot more than that earlier.
It's our own FBI agency.
Yeah.
Next item, presentation and discussion of proposed FY 26 requested budget amendments.
Those are going to be under separate cover on the agenda.
Is that this document?
Yes.
You should have 2 sheets.
This is the one we got.
That's right.
Okay, got it.
Would you all just like me to give you a quick summary of that?
Sure.
Okay. Starting with the general fund, if you notice, we usually do this in the fall, but we're doing it a little later this year, but that's bittersweet because we did receive quite a bit of grant funding. So these numbers are going up because you have to still put them on your books because that goes into our total budget for our town. So if the numbers look a little larger for increasing, if you notice on the revenue side, on the left side of that page, general fund revenue, you notice the 2161, for example, is the exact amount for our police funding grant, the garment factory grant. So we also received a grant for training. So as you look through this on the revenue side, notice that it still has to be entered into our books. And then on the expense side, on the left of that page, as you browse down that, would you like anything more specific than the description to know what or why these charges had to be increased? There and there. Oh, okay, do you want to, yes, you want to speak on that?
I will.
Okay.
So part of this budget amendment is 2 positions that we currently have that are part-time. One is our HR position. I'm asking that Ms. Amy Porter be made full-time with this budget amendment. She has been absolutely indispensable in her time here, and we just don't have enough of her. She, in one move, working, we worked together with I think I addressed at our last council meeting, with on-call procedures and all that. She's already paid for the increase in our costs associated with wages, with a decrease in our wages through our modified on-call procedures. And there's just, there's too much work to get done in 3 days a week. She's been a great resource to all the departments, and she's worked extremely well with Kim. One of the latest things is we found out that we had some employees paying for short-term disability, and it turns out the town has short-term disability. So she's also showing some net increase on some of our employees' paychecks.
So they were happy over that, I'm sure.
She really is great. And then the second position is our part-time position in Public Works. I will tell you that, please pardon me here. So it's the admin assistant, and really my vision for Public Works and the positions there, I don't think we can accomplish it without making this position full-time. The laundry list of the things that we are not only currently asking the admins and Public Works to do, but what we will be asking them to do is increasing exponentially. I'm not going to go through this whole list here because it actually take me a few minutes to read everything to you, but I will tell you that just a prime example is during emergency snow duty, actually having somebody responsible for picking up the phone, dispatch. We have just
It's a
so
job
much.
title of that individual?
I'm sorry?
Job title of the individual?
Administrative assistant.
Administrative, okay, got
And
it.
it's-
Oh,
it-
yes, now I know.
And it's a not a large increase.
Yeah, the
It's
lady
not-
at the window at Public Works.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
not going to cost the town a lot of money. And the funds for both of these positions, setting aside the on-call example I gave you, is also more than covered in salary savings from vacancies and reclassification. So these positions are not increasing our budget per se. I mean, obviously Kim has, what she explained to you, our revenues and our expenditures have to be tracked a certain way, but these positions are paid for. We're not going to have to go into a fund balance to do this. And so in creating two full-time positions, I feel it's my duty to bring that to you for your approval.
And both of the ladies are fine with going,
They're both very, very pleased. And I can tell you, I've said enough nice things about Amy, even though I could go on and on. Bethany is also amazing young woman who came in and hit the ground running, and we could certainly use the depth. We could use that kind of, I mean, having somebody like that, she's the type of person I've already determined that we'll be lucky if she decides to spend her career here with the town. And I don't say things like that lightly, because I don't, when was the last time you heard me say that?
So I guess any explanation for any of these increases or decreases? Is it anything you'd like me to give you a little bit more background on?
And knowing what I've just told you, if you approve this, that will cover allowing for these full-time positions.
I'm just
Okay.
curious, just for myself, the council software, what's that?
Okay. That's the software that makes it more efficient, I think, Diane, is that correct, for getting the minutes and the agenda and
It's
the...
actually for Civic Plus, which allows me to interface with the town's website. It puts the agenda,
Okay.
the agenda packets the minutes and the video out there for the public to view.
Sounds good. Second question. The parking ticket revenues, do we have any, like anything like this last year?
No, that's a new program. You want to explain that one?
Tied into what we're working with, yeah, so.
Yeah.
So if you
And
recall.
Mike, I will say this, because it is new, I entered it as a revenue and expense equally, because we're not sure how it's going to affect. So I have it recorded on the books, but we don't show it as a profit or a loss.
So let me explain why it's shown that way. You'll recall that we entered into an agreement with Robbie Richardson, Sheriff Robbie Richardson, for a revenue share for citations issued inside of the town limits. We have done everything that we needed to do, and the program is actually underway. So what the $15,000 for, and the reason why it's on both sides, is because as the deputies work overtime, which they desperately desire and need to supplement their income, we will pay for that overtime. That, what will happen then is the citations that they have in town limits go through the court system. The court gets its court costs. That has nothing to do with the sheriff's department or us. And then the clerk will remit the payments, the clerk will, directly to the town. And that will hit our revenue line. So we expend the money on the overtime, and then we hit the revenue. When we get that revenue, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to keep collecting that revenue until we've paid for what we've done with the overtime. Beyond that, what will happen is the sheriff's department will get 50% of the total, and then we do a which will help fund the sheriff's department will get 50% of the total, and then 60% of the remainder will go towards paying for the overtime. 40% will go straight into our coffers. So 40 of 100, 40 of 50, 4/5. I'm having a moment here. But the point is that this is a net win for the town. Projected, I mean, just going off the county numbers, just a very, very, very loose order of magnitude estimate. I would think that maybe the town revenues will increase about $40,000 a year
After it's all paid out?
after it's all paid out.
Is this just parking tickets, I thought?
No,
And
this
speeding.
is the new agreement. This is speeding tickets,
Any traffic violations?
traffic
When you
violations.
hit
Moving violation.
parties, slow down. It becomes 45, and they will ticket you. We are paying them to do this, overtime to do it.
So,
Spread
yes.
the word, unless you want a ticket.
This is I think this is a great program. It's very beneficial for the town, both from a safety perspective, with increased enforcement, from a revenue perspective, and it's also extremely beneficial to the sheriff's department, which is important to all of us. I know we all care about public safety, to give the deputies an opportunity to work overtime and supplement their income, which we know is not always as much as we'd like for it to be.
And it'll bless my heart to have people who park in the fire zone with huge do not park fire zone. I saw one today and I went, shut your mouth and walk by it and act like you don't see it, because they'll have their day.
So basically, the benefit is that it's benefit to the taxpayer, benefit to public safety, and benefit to public nuisance.
Correct.
So it's a triple win. Happy with it.
Very.
Couldn't be more happy.
And we have permission from Richmond to do this.
Oh, yes. Sheriff Richardson went to the Virginia Supreme Court.
Exactly. And they approved us,
They blessed it.
so.
Based on the information presented, I'll entertain a motion to approve the requested budget amendments for fiscal year 2026.
I will happily move to approve the budget amendments.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Thank you. Discussion and approval of $2,500 to be earmarked for the Council for a Day Committee to utilize within its scope of provision for the program prizes, photography, treats, etc. Mr. Caldwell?
Yeah, so everything is really coming together with the program. Now it's just the part of incentivizing, publicizing, and making sure that this first time goes off without a hitch. And it is something that everyone absolutely loves, especially the kids. If you could listen to me and Councilwoman Ulmer in the last meeting, we were just having a nice little dream session about just what this can become. And I know that when she was talking with me just about what her students are experiencing right now, getting ready to go into this. Well, actually, if you wanted to share more about that.
I'm going to be meeting with the teachers and giving them the information. The science teachers, which their students were in civics or history the semester before. And then I'll be meeting with the history and the civics teachers. And then all the English teachers are going to be involved with the 7th and the 8th as far as making sure the essay gets written. We're going to make it a mandatory classroom assignment, and then it's going to go through a filter instead of turning over 200 and some essays to be graded. So it'll go through a filter. And then I've already made the copies to put the posters up. I'm waiting for them to be laminated. And I've made the teacher packets so that when I give the presentation during the meeting that they'll have something in front of them. So we're on top of it.
Oh, yeah, so basically that's what the ask for in the packet is, and I'm actually giving it a line so that it's not like a 2,500 across the board. It does have a deadline to be spent specifically, and it's because it's coming out of what we have earmarked for the community picnic. So whatever we don't use, it immediately, upon the exit date that I put on the discussion, which would be May 1st, 2026, that would be released right back on that date.
This time I'll entertain a motion to approve the $2,500 earmarked for the Council for a Day Committee. Need a motion?
I mean, I guess I can move it.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made and properly seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Next item, review and approval of execution of the final agreement for professional services with CHA for the master utility plans.
So we've discussed this previously. This is just the final contract. CHA has actually already been working for us on this, but this will, once I get your approval, I will sign the contract, and we will be full throttle on the master utility plan. We included the contract for professional services for your perusal there. If you have any questions, please let me know. But the crux of it is nothing has changed from what we've discussed previously. We had, I think at the last meeting, we spoke about the deliverables, what we're going to get out of this, and I think that it was a general consensus that it was a good value. What I'm looking for is basically a vote for acceptance of the contract with an allowance for the town manager to amend the contract, exempting additional costs. And what I mean by that is that if I have to make a change in this thing, I can do that, but if we have to increase the total cost of the contract, I will bring it back before council. And to be clear and transparent, The total, I think this is important. Let me go through the tasks real quick for the record. This includes a comprehensive financial review, both by, who is our, by Davenport and Raftellus, working in concert. Raftellus focusing more on the actual utility structure, and Davenport on the funds themselves. GIS mapping and hydraulic models of all of our infrastructure. So that would include, this is for the water, us actually having our GIS map internally available for security reasons to show all the lines, everything that we have in town, and beyond town, for us to be able to account for our assets and do asset management. This will allow for an asset management plan. Pardon me, existing system evaluation covers things like capacity and condition. The future demand development is basically them doing a sub-study, taking into account our growth and economic development. Sewer model development is the same kind of situation. It's looking at our growth, our need, evaluates the SBR plant and its size, what it needs to be, along with the future sewer flow development, again tying into EDA, and then a comprehensive rate study. And when they do a rate study here, this will not be like the previous rate study, where they essentially looked at what other localities charge for the utilities. That is totally irrelevant to what it costs us to produce clean drinking water and have a functioning sanitary sewer system. So they are actually going to look at what it costs us to do that, and that would include things like understanding how much if we are on wells, how much does this well cost to run? How much is the electricity? How much is the media for the filtering? So I'm excited about this, and this is what we need to move forward with our infrastructure, regardless of any other project or outcome or contract.
Especially with the addition of Mr. Jamerson's townhouses, and this project that we talked about tonight is not his only project. He has 2 other locations to add even more townhouses, so we will need at some point, we're good right now with the wastewater treatment capacity, but we have to look to the future. And we need to, at some point, we're going to have to increase the capacity. And the water, but I'm just talking about the SBR plant.
Yes, ma'am. And the nature of
all of this.
The nature of the town, I think, setting all national economics aside, I think I feel comfortable in saying that it's inevitable over the next 10 years that the town is going to grow in population and in need. The town will. Maybe other places will shrink, but we will not.
And this is typical for the Jamerson townhouses, as they mentioned tonight, when the public gets wind of new townhouses, they're already calling up saying, put me on the waiting list, because
Yes.
I need a place to live.
Had.
That's how urgent our housing.
I've been directly contacted. Rob has been contacted.
Yeah.
People are asking to be put on a list for when these are open.
Yep.
Better than daycare. All right. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the execution of the final agreement for professional services with CHA for the master utilities plan.
I'll make a motion to do it.
Motion made, properly seconded. Any further discussion?
Just want to make sure that we include the ability to amend the contract. if Diane, if you would please. Thank you.
Okay. In that motion, okay.
Will that require a motion amendment, or do we just?
We would, if the contract cost increases, we will come back, Michael will bring it back to council and we'll make that
So, yeah, so I would.
for approval, yeah.
Yeah, what I would ask for from council would be a motion to execute or to empower the town manager to execute the contract as written and to amend as required, exempting cost increase.
I agree to that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, excuse me, by roll call vote. Excuse me. Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
Mr. Cardwell,
Yes.
Mr. Boyce.
Yes.
Ms. Spiegel,
Yes.
Mr. Hensley,
Yes.
Ms. Almer.
Yes.
By a vote of 6-0, motion carries. Next item for discussion. Discussion, approval, and signatures of Town Council of the Town of Appomattox Code of Ethics and Conduct Policy and the Town of Appomattox Ethics Pledges. Each of you has a copy of this in front of you if you peruse it very quickly. Is it any excessive change since the last one?
If it would please council, this is the same ethics and conduct code and pledge. Nothing has been changed on those. I believe I had the request to put this on the agenda based off of some notes that I found. It comes back before council each year to be renewed.
And just as some background, prior to last year, this council did not have an ethics pledge, and we went into some training by the Berkeley Group in Lynchburg, and it was when those wise men, Kimball Payne being one of them, went through all of our procedures and so on. He pointed this out, that we needed to have an ethics pledge. And so Nathan Simpson and I met, we were chosen to be on that committee, came up with this pledge. And I think it's a good one because we all, it's good to sign it, but we all need to be reminded of treating each other and the public as ethically as possible, and this is a good reminder. I kept my pledge, copy of my pledge, right there in front of me all year, last year. So we need to do it again this year.
Question, just for the inquiry. When we do have these things that pop up annually, kind of like budget and everything, do we keep active track of that? So every single position has a track of this needs to come before us every single year, or is that kind of we just have to look back at minutes to find all that information?
I think it needs to be renewed every year, and in addition, McKinley, we've got a change in council, and so.
If it
Nope.
would please council, I believe this comes back along with some organizational items, which we will have an organizational meeting to kind of go over the bylaws, rules of procedure, and those kind of mechanical items, just to reaffirm those and figure those out moving forward. I was just asked to put the pledge on this particular evening. But moving forward, I believe there are plans for organizational meeting, and with that, I kind of defer to the town manager.
It should be scheduled for our upcoming work session.
Okay.
Which I think we didn't have last month's
did not
work
have,
session
no,
because
due to the
of
weather.
the weather. But I feel it's important to it's a good reminder for each and every one of us to conduct ourselves in an ethical manner. And it's easy to forget, or get lost in the shuffle, and I think having it every year is important. To me, I think it is.
So the intent moving forward would be that the ethics and conduct pledge would be a agenda item and addressed at the first meeting of the year.
Yes, yeah.
Organizational meeting, right.
Shall I read this, or shall we move to approve? The Town of Appomattox Code of Ethics and Conduct. This code and its associated ethics pledge are aspirational in nature. As such, they are subordinate to federal, state, and local law and do not confer and/or mandate any additional duties beyond those required under existing law, nor do they confer any right or cause of action that does not otherwise apply under existing law. Recognizing that people holding public office have been given a public trust and that the stewardship of such office demands that performance be at the highest levels of ethical and moral conduct, the Town of Appomattox adopts this code of ethics and conduct to honor the public trust and to serve with integrity, civility, and impartiality. The mayor, the members of town council, and those officials who are appointed by council pledge to do the following: provide the highest quality service to the public, acting in a way that is conscientious, diligent, and transparent. Perform the functions of the office with integrity, avoiding any improper use of influence of the office. Now, act on a matter in which a conflict of interest exists and be diligent in avoiding even the appearance of a conflict of interest by disclosing the same and acting in accord with the principles underlying this code. Behave in a manner that inspires public confidence. Treat the town employees, and fellow public officials with professionalism, courtesy, and respect. Serve the public interest by upholding the letter and spirit of town, Commonwealth, and federal statutes, regulations, and policies. The mayor and the members of the town council work together to implement and monitor this code of ethics and conduct and to make changes as needed. On an individual matter, the Town of Appomattox Ethics Pledge. I understand that as a town representative, I'm entrusted with protecting and preserving the integrity of the town government. I will honor this trust by upholding the Town of Appomattox Code of Ethics and Conduct, putting the public interest first, conducting myself at all times in a manner that brings credit to the town, serving with integrity, impartiality, and transparency, foster a culture of cordiality and professionalism, taking no action that will result in or create the appearance of personal gain or conflict of interest, making no private promises of any kind that will bind the duties of any office, since a public servant has no word that can be binding on public duty. I will communicate openly and civilly, listening to all views, seeking common ground as a starting point, and being respectful even in areas of disagreement. This time I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second,
Motion made and properly seconded.
do we need to sign this before we leave today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the two places? Okay.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Ayes have it, the motion carries. New business, discussion and adoption of the submitted fiscal year 2026-2027 budget timeline.
So if you'll turn to page 31, you'll notice the 26-27 budget timeline. What I've done is I've kind of pulled everything forward a meeting from what the town has previously done. I would like
Is
to
that
see.
baby for me, Cable?
I would like to see it's in the public's interest and ours to have the budget adopted as early as we possibly can. At the same time, we do have to take into account the changing of information, but there really isn't anything that would preclude us from being able to have a finalized budget at the end of May. This budget timeline does allow for us to have to push something into June if necessary. but better safe than sorry, because obviously, you all know, we have to have an approved budget by July 1st. I would like to, it's not on here, but I would like to mention that one of the things we're going to do this year via agenda, I mean, if it pleases the council, and I believe it's probably the correct way to do things, when we'll have an internal budget discussion. We'll bring that to council and have the budget workshop. We'll have those discussions. Once we've gotten a hold of the town's budget, at that point, we will have the folks come in who ask for donations. At that meeting, and it will make it clear on the agenda, we don't expect any votes to be taken. It's, you know, to me, it's kind of like having somebody sit in front of you while you discuss their raise, right?
Absolutely.
These things should allow for private discussion where legal and consideration before you're forced to vote on something that maybe you do or do not feel comfortable with. That's kind of just a little side note, but the intent here is for us to be done May 26th. And it leaves us the month of June in case something comes up and we are unable.
So it looks like we're having 3 budget meetings that council will be involved in March.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can see here, you have a budget meeting prior to council meeting on March 9th. Then the next meeting, a separate meeting, is when you have your workshop meeting with donation presentations. And then another budget meeting prior to council meeting for approval of the final draft. So in that meeting would be where you as a body would decide what, if any, donations you were going to give, because you would have a total picture of the required operational budget and capital budget of the town. And that obviously would take precedence over donations. And we're asking for approval of this budget timeline.
It's a much better way to do it. Mr. Campbell. I have myself been uncomfortable with the previous way we were conducting those donations. You're put on a spot to have to decide right away, yay or nay, with these donations. There's no doubt about it. It's a better way to do it.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, I will move to approve the timeline for the budget.
Second.
Motion made, properly seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Our next item, discussion and approval of the 2026 Town Council meeting schedule.
That is
Check it out, Mr. Boyce.
on page 33, and it's obviously
Conflict of interest.
your discretion if you find that schedule acceptable. I'm sorry.
I was just, Mr. Boyce is the hunter, and I just said, check it out, make sure it doesn't conflict with any of his hunting soirees.
We both are, yeah.
You both okayed this before it went to print. I don't hunt.
Whatever you decide, I'll just have to make it work.
Do we still have the electronic participation available?
I mean, it's an option that's available. I don't know what what we would have to do to
One of
make
our,
that
one of
work.
our previous members had, where he would be on business trips and such, he could participate electronically. I don't know if
It's
that's,
it's still, it's
Okay,
still
just-
legally viable
just
to do
checking.
that. Yeah.
I
case.
believe it is permitted, I think we,
Up to twice, I
we
think.
passed
something like that.
an ordinance to allow it for a provision.
I think we did an extended one because of COVID, but for the most part.
I think
It's-
typically when you do that, you just, you have a motion and second and a vote to allow electronic
During the meeting,
participation
yeah.
for the meeting.
I did it once when I was at the Holden
Yes, ma'am.
Beach, and I participated. But it's very hard to, the hearing issue, to hear what's going
We'll
on.
have to get us a better Zoom system. All right,
I think we were on Zoom,
Yep.
but we might be
Not a
just
problem.
on phone.
Well, it depends on if I can get signal in the tree stand or not.
It'd be a little bit cold.
I'll second.
Sitting up in a
motion made and
stand.
properly seconded to adopt the 2026 Town Council meeting schedule. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, no. Ayes have it, the motion carries. Council Standing Committee Report, Town Treasurer's Financial Status Report. It's in the back of your package, next page 35 for January. This would have normally been presented at the workshop. So halfway through the year,
And I'll just say, there's nothing unusual or outstanding about where we're at this point in the year.
I'm partially curious, maybe Kim can answer it for me. The cigarette tax is down.
good.
Is it
Means
just
we're
that
healthier.
there's like a public health thing, or is it
I'm
more
sorry.
people?
I wouldn't be talking about
Part
that.
of your question.
No, sorry, I just
Have
found it
you
interesting
stopped
because
again?
because so most of our tax collections are having like a nice low increase, but I just happened to notice, and I kind of giggled when I was at home because prior year to date we collected $60,000 for $6,000 for the cigarette tax, but now it's $37,500. So I was just wondering, was there anything significant, or was there a rate change that I guess we would have made it, but.
No, not that I'm aware of. At the previous meeting, you were saying there was,
Yeah, because, yes, which says, this was on page 39, it's the prior year to date, for comparison, December 2024 was 60,000, whereas current year to date, it's 37,500.
oh, well,
I just found that interesting.
yeah, well, that's a pretty easy explanation. Folks are not smoking as much as they were. Folks that smoke are giving it up
And
one
if
way
it
or
please
another.
council, I will just kind of interject here. Some of those tax stamps are actually leaving this week. I think I've had maybe 4 or 5 of those boxes, the ladies up front have come to get. So that may be updated to add some additional funds.
It'll ebb and flow, but the issue there is that the reason why we have them and they're down or going out is the demand wasn't the same as it was last year. And so, but we could see a major spike, I don't know.
Okay.
And also, in previous years, Walmart sold cigarettes, and they stopped doing that a couple years ago. They do not sell tobacco at all. And that's not all Walmarts, that's the manager for this Walmart made that decision. That might have had something to do with it. People haven't stopped eating, though.
That's a good thing.
All right. Thank you all. This time we'll entertain any citizen comment. Hearing none, we shall continue on. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for a closed session pursuant to the code section 2.2-3711A3 of the Code of Virginia 1950 as amended, for the purpose of discussion or consideration of the acquisition of real property for a public purpose or of the disposition of publicly held real property, where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
By roll call vote, Mr. Hensley.
Yes.
Mr. Boyce.
Yes.
Mr. Garrett.
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Thank you, see you tomorrow night.
Ms. Ulmer.
Yes.
Ms. Spiegel.
Yes.
I vote a 6-0. We'll now go into closed session.
To the best of each member's knowledge, the only subjects just discussed or considered in the preceding closed meeting were those, 1, lawfully exempted under the FOIA Act's open meeting requirements, and 2, properly identified in the motion that convened the closed meeting pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2, 3711A3 of the Code of Virginia, 1950 as amended, for the purpose of discussion or consideration of the acquisition of real property for a public purpose or for the disposition of publicly held real property, where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiation strategy of the public body.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and properly seconded. By roll call vote, Mr. Hensley.
Yes.
Mr. Boyce.
Yes.
Mr. Garrett.
Yes.
Mr. Cardwell.
Yes.
Ms. Ulmer.
Yes.
Ms. Spiegel.
Yes.
By a vote of 6-0. We are approved. Town managers report.
An update, I have a positive working relationship with Scott Davis of Farmville. Back when they had, I can't even remember what festival it was, their street sweeper was broken. I sent ours over there to help them out. Because of that positive working relationship, we are fortunate enough to have found that they are willing to complete the striping that you've asked for. We just have to pay for materials on
Lee Grant.
what?
Court Street?
Yes,
I'm not sure what striping we are requiring or requesting.
Church
I
and-
mean, huh?
Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry. The request you made for the striping for,
Lee Grant.
thank you.
Lee Grant. Okay, yes.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
put that to bed on 4th Street thing.
Yeah.
That was something,
the-
sorry, just want to get on the right street.
Yeah, the stop sign request was flat out denied by VDOT.
At Main Street.
Yes. The reasoning being, you cannot use stop signs as traffic calming, and that's essentially what it is.
Was there a recommendation?
What's that?
Was there any other recommendations towards that, or was it just a no?
Well, we have, there is an existing barely visible, that I didn't even notice until Tori told me it was there, caution sign for 15 miles an hour. So,
On Lee Grant or on?
No, Church Street coming to the tracks at Main.
Where is
so we have an option of making that more visible. We talked about the lighted speed limit signs. And so what we can do there, the solar light, 25 mile per hour signs seem to be about $1,000 each. So we could put in the speed limit signs
need
you
like two of them.
requested, 2 of them. And we could also have the option of doing that with the cautionary 15 mile an hour sign and maybe relocate it to somewhere that it's more
But it
visible.
would remain at 25 miles an hour, and but your cautioning people to slow down for safety reasons to 15? Because I'm thinking about the deputies.
No, you're confusing two different things.
Okay,
25 mile an hour
one's church
sign
and
is for Lee Grant.
Okay,
And then the other is for the recommended slowing down to 15 at the corner of Church Street and somebody tell me what the name of that street is.
Harold Street.
Harold Street, yes.
okay, so but that's cautionary only, or?
Yes.
Yes, so then you couldn't get a speeding ticket if you knew about
No.
There it is.
That's just what, because since the deputies are gonna be watching and giving speeding tickets, I just wanted to make sure you didn't have to go 15 if
No.
you just try to slow down.
It's suggested.
Yeah, good
So,
idea though.
I don't, if there's something, we don't need any kind of vote or anything on this. We have money in our Public Works maintenance.
Picture.
Basically,
Oh, yeah.
does council have any objection or and/or desire for me to proceed with go ahead and doing this with these signs?
Yes,
Uh,
we need to
Consensus is to do it,
Okay.
Yeah.
get signs
unless y'all got a
posted.
problem.
Because then speeders couldn't say, well, I didn't realize that.
They're gonna do that anyway.
Has any traffic calming measures been discussed with VDOT as far as putting traffic calmers in that location, or?
Yeah, I mean, they're super opposed to, and there's a lot of, in the traffic manual, there actually is one. Traffic calming measures, typically what people think of is speed and speed bumps. Speed bumps are a big maintenance problem and open up some liability for damage. Essentially, they looked at the flow of traffic. Intersections get rated A, B, C, D for their efficiency, wait times. And so they don't, unless there's been fatalities, they don't do anything to downgrade the efficiency of those intersections. So like, for example, here, putting a stop sign there would make the vehicles per hour much slower, lowering the rating of that intersection. So essentially, they're just, we have our 15 mile per hour sign for that one.
Are you talking about the stop sign there? I mean, the first desire to have the stop sign was at that corner where the print shop is?
I believe
The
so.
back of it.
Yeah.
Was there any discussion on the possibility of adding a mirror?
It's
They-
not allowed.
they-
They can't do the mirror
They
either,
won't-
We
they
so
had
that
one a
people
long
could get
time
out.
ago, Danielle, and they made us take it down.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the ins and outs of it, I just remember it had to go.
They have their, as a former employee, they have their engineering manuals that, put a lot of thousands and thousands of man hours into, and that's what they base everything off of. Lastly, I wanted to just put this out there. To get a feel so that I can tell Lonnie at the county, who actually is communicating with me. So Logisticus Group is asking for guidance regarding temporary outdoor storage of non-operational lithium battery equipment over at Thomasville. Essentially what these things are Tesla batteries that are still in manufacturing packaging They are not interconnected, they're not energized, they're not commissioned, they're not providing power. They'll be sealed, I think, in storage containers and non-operational. Projected time frame 6 to 7 months. The owner of Thomasville would, of course, make money off of the storage. Rob determined that the use would require a conditional use permit from the town.
That it would,
Yes.
that it would.
Yes.
It would. Who owns the batteries? I mean, who owns the
owns-
storm over there?
Who owns the building?
Huh?
George hasn't a variant.
She said, who owns the batteries?
Oh.
You don't hear half what I say and then you argue with me about it. Go ahead.
Well, the safety operations manager works for Logisticus. I don't know anything about the company, but again, it's temporary outdoor storage of Tesla Megapack 2XL units using Tesla guidelines for outdoor storage are not installed, connected, operational. They're in original manufacturing shipping. Estimated duration 6 to 7 months. So
So the conditional use would be in effect if we passed it.
It would allow them
In effect
to
for
do
just
it.
that period of time.
You
or
could-
would you have more to store?
no, I think I would have to defer to Rob on that, and maybe he knows the answer. But off the top of my head, I think you can put time restrictions on a conditional use.
Yeah. But I mean,
I mean, you could say not to exceed a year or whatever. So I put that out to you to get your feelings on it, just because the risk is extremely low, but it exists. It is revenue for a business owner in town, which means, however little or whatever it is, tax revenue for the
the
town.
daycare center's right there,
Yeah.
just saying.
Would it not have to come through the planning commission first?
For a CUP, I think they would. Yeah, I think they would.
I think that's right, Ken.
So what is the minimum risk?
I'm sorry?
Nothing happening. That's the minimum. Maximum, it could blow
Okay.
up, contaminate the water supply.
Melt the concrete.
The problem, it is an issue, but it's no more than the trains that go up through here that's hauling 100 times worse than what they're gonna put there.
Timmy makes an excellent point. The things that the freight trains bring through here that is a astronomically more significant actual risk to the town.
And they could derail at any time, and have done in
Yeah, I mean,
Hampton.
I have quite a few friends in the rail industry, and unfortunately, I have two that were in a derailment, but, and working in Hopewell, our Public Works building, literally, you could get trapped.
Through trains coming.
We had tracks, yeah, you could get trapped, with air gas being right there. So we had a shelter in place thing, and us in the fire department, it's like, put your head between your legs. So I guess I'd just bring this to your attention, because I can let them know that they need a CUP. I could tell Lonnie there's no point, or let them go through the process.
No, I'm not opposed to it.
The only possibility that I would, maybe quantities, I don't know what they're looking at, how many they're gonna be stored.
Yeah.
Having 6 or 8 or 10 or 50 of these, but you have thousands of them, that's a whole different ballgame. I'm thinking, but
I wonder if I have some.
the risk is, the fire department's gonna have to respond to these kind of issues and deal with them. That's why it's so important for the town and county to assist the fire departments, especially the volunteers, that we give them the
That's
tools they
another-
need.
Another layer of.
'Cause this stuff is coming in.
responsibility the fire department has.
This stuff's coming in on us and we gotta deal with it,
So is this outdoor So, for like, I'm
they-
kind of confused. So is the storage outdoors or is it like in the actual building of Thomasville?
No,
It's
It
outside.
would be
It's outside.
outside, but in shipping containers.
Sealants,
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
or what's the more, Connex
Connex
containers.
boxes, yeah.
Connex box. I think that, if I was to give a recommendation, I would, well, again, they have to go to the CUP, so there's that, but we have a litany of things that could go wrong here that are a much higher risk than this, and I would think that council would definitely, and the planning commission would want to take into consideration limiting revenue streams for local business owners.
But you're not a generally opposed to it.
No, because if something could happen, but that's true about everything, and if something did happen, I mean, I could also go play the lottery that day. I mean, there are so many Teslas actively running on the road, and we've all seen and heard the stories of when they do catch on
Catch
fire.
on fire,
Usually on a ship.
But
which is not good.
But if you just think about those statistics, those are at much higher risk of having an issue than something that's in manufactured shipping that's not hooked up to anything, sitting stagnant in a shipping container. So, I think I would tell Lonnie, well, we've already informed Lonnie it requires a CUP. I think probably the best thing is for them to apply for one and actually be able to give you all some hard numbers.
Yeah, I would like to see us move forward that way and let them go through the process, and
Yeah.
we're going to have a public hearing and everything to do that
No, you don't need a.
for
public
conditional
hearing.
use?
permit. Yeah.
Okay. But that'll get us more information.
Some detail.
Yeah, they can give you a brief presentation and give you
Yeah.
numbers and and you can, the planning commission, you guys can make an informed decision on if you want to put a time duration on it or it's too much, it doesn't matter. Is it 20, is it 5,000? I mean, they couldn't fit 5,000 out there, but I'm just,
I think that's good information that we need to have to be able to decide, because there's a whole lot of space up there that they could pack them in. And it could,
lastly, just want to thank council. I appreciate you all for the budget amendment process tonight. Most of it was business as usual, but I think that it's it's so very difficult to find anybody to even apply for a job these days with local government. We are efforting towards and hopefully going to end up with a public works superintendent. That's what I've renamed that job. Hopefully that works out. But what we've got in these two folks that are part-time right now is we've got two rock stars. And, you talk about making investments and returns on investment. And I think that these two are fantastic bets. And having a little depth on the bench is always good too. And I think we'll find more money to save, and we'll find some more efficient operations and be able to hold people to some higher standards. So thank you for trusting me with that.
At this time, I'll extend time for each council member to council comments. Mr. Boyce.
Just want to say thanks for everyone that checked in on me after my not-so-gracious fall into my
Are
driveway.
you all healed?
Almost. There's still one area that muscle tears are kind of strange. And there's just one spot I can touch. It's almost like a divot in it. And it's not real bad painful, but it will remind me that it's still there. But I seriously thought I had tore my Achilles to start with.
Yeah, I was,
That's,
when you talked.
that's why I went to ortho that
I was
night.
like, oh my
So,
gosh.
Mr. Cardwell.
So, kind of just want to make it public. There was a vote right before Local Government Day, and Dwayne Tuggle, who is the president of VML currently, he messaged me. He said there was a absence, a person was not able to serve, and so you'll be serving the rest of her term, and we've basically appointed you to that position. So I am now a board member at large for the Virginia Municipal League. So just want to make that public.
Corrected?
Yes, yeah, we
Have you
did.
listed as
Yeah, so, yeah, because it used to be McKinley Cardwell at-large member, mayor of the city of Bristol. They have corrected to council member of town of
He
Appomattox.
said
Well, that was the person who vacated their seat.
Yeah,
It's a very big deal, so congratulations.
yes, it really
McKinley.
is. Welcome to a lot of more hard work. I predict that one day you will be sitting in that seat of the president of VML.
See what happens.
I can easily see that happening.
Mr.
The guy
Garrett.
from Amherst County, Amherst, city of Amherst, is the president of VML this year.
Mr. Garrett. Mr. Hensley.
Nothing.
Ms. Spiegel.
Nothing,
And finally, our newest member, Ms. Ulmer.
Nothing.
Thank you. Your turn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made, properly second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourned.